So this video is kind of hard to describe. It started out as a shop my stash for me to get ready to go on vacation. And I've been back for a few weeks now, but I wrote down all of the products I actually used while I was on vacation. And I wanted to show you guys some of my favorite stuff and show you this look that I created while I was gone. I'm super excited because some of my favorite products of all time are in this video. And if you guys are curious, then just keep watching. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Heather. I love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. And if you guys love those things too, I really hope you will subscribe and don't forget to click the little bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. So almost a month ago, at the beginning of July, we went on vacation to Cedar Point. And I really wanted to do a pack with me type of style video. And I filmed that, which you will see in just a minute. And I go through and pick out all of my favorite products in my collection to use while I was gone. Products that would really stand up in the heat, which, God, it was so hot. But I am excited to show you guys my favorites. But then after I got there and I created this look, I really wanted to show it to you guys. So I decided to add another part to this video where I show you the products that I actually used, which is like a fraction of what I packed. I totally overpacked. But I also wanted to show you guys the look that I created. And I'm so excited to show you this little tutorial at the end. But let's go ahead and look at my collection, and I'm going to show you guys what I packed. Okay, so this is the area where I keep all of my palettes. I just recently rearranged all of this, but I really think I might bring 3 palettes. And I know that's a lot, but I really love having options. But I'm going to go ahead and pick out which 3 I want to bring. This is not going to be no easy task. I really want to get some more use out of my Unearthly Spring Magic palette. I just think this palette is freaking phenomenal. The shimmers are so beautiful. But this palette gives such a great summer vibe. So definitely going to take this one. And I also think I really want to bring this palette. It is the Daily Grind from Unearthly. I just recently picked this up like last month or maybe then a month before. And I love this little palette. I think it's such a good one. One I'm really happy to have in my collection. I considered bringing the High Temp, but to be honest, I've used this palette so much lately. And you could see I've got divots in these pans already. And this just released like last week. So I really want to use some of the other stuff I haven't gotten a lot of use out of yet. Cosmic Dreamer would be good. But no, that's not the one. I feel like I'm going to know the palette once I open it. Let me think. I don't know. It's been a while since I've really used the Aurora Lights. And I think this palette is really beautiful. And I might break my rule and bring 4 palettes because I would like to have some pastels to use with it. And I think just to have some of those pastels that I like, I want to bring Judy's collab palette with Odin's Eye. This is the Spring Dragon. A lot of these palettes have that oil spill in them. The one from Laminatrix has it too. Like bad. But that is going to be it for eyeshadow palettes. Now I really think I want to bring the Amy Loves blush palette. This is so freaking pretty. The highlights in here are just so stunning. And let's see. And I think I'm going to bring the Spring Magic blush palette because I have like every color I could possibly need for a look. There I am. Hi. So I think that would be a win-win. See, this is why I have to have so many bags. I have no freaking self-control. I always overpack. I'm going to try to like dwindle down everything I picked out if I can. But I'm going to do, we'll see at the end. I'll go back through everything and I'll see if there's anything I want to add or take out. So for foundations, I already know what I want to bring. And it is the best freaking summer foundation I've ever had. And that is the Fenty EAZE Drop. This foundation was so incredible during COVID. It was the only one that wouldn't come off underneath my mask. So I fell in love with it then. But I've bought so many bottles of it since then. I'm going to bring both of these out. I have it in shade 12, which is my self-tanner shade. And then I have shade 6, which is my like everyday shade. So these are the only two foundations I'm going to bring. And technically they're one. Now we are at concealers and primers and setting sprays. The two concealers that I have been using the most right now are these. I have the High Glam from Natasha Denona, and then I have the YENSA. I think I'm going to bring the Natasha Denona. Well, no, if I have a self-tanner, I need a darker concealer. So I'm probably going to have to bring two. Let's see. I'll probably bring just my two favorites, the Natasha Denona and the YENSA. For setting spray, let me see how much I have. I'm going to take my Urban Decay All-Nighter. This bottle is so bad. I need to be better about like getting the makeup off my hands before I touch other things. Now we are at my bronzer drawer. This is my smallest drawer that I have, but I like to do cream bronzer and then powder bronzer. And right now, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, cream bronzer has to be this Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. It is so freaking good. It looks so beautiful on the skin. I just love it so much. Let's not pay attention to my nails because they look jacked up. But it blends out really nicely and everything. I really enjoy the undertone of it. But I also have to bring my Unearthly high temp bronzers. I have the shades Fair, which is this one, and then here I have the shade Light. These are so perfect for summertime. Truly, I could not rave about them more, and they're going to look beautiful on the skin. I want that glowy skin, but I also want it to be set so it does not budge. Now we are at my blush drawer. I really don't need to bring any more blush because I am bringing that blush palette, but it's hard for me because I love blush. I'm so in a blush phase right now. This Fenty is gorgeous, and so are the Rare Beauties. I love them, and I really love these two from NYX for summer. It's the Buttermelt blush. That color is spectacular. I might bring this one even though I don't need to because I do have one in the Unearthly, but the undertone of this one is slightly different. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself so I can have what I want. And then down here in this drawer we have all of my cream blushes, but I am going to leave these alone, although these would be so gorgeous. These are beautiful. They are so summer. They just remind me of the sun. They are so beautiful. I love those. I look a little crazy, but it's the only way I can get my hair to stay back. It's been so long. I should have filmed this video a long time ago, but once I got back, I was so behind. But I want to show you guys what I actually used on vacation, but I also want to show you the look that I did because I fell so in love with it. It was so beautiful, and I'm really excited to show it to you guys. But like I said, I also want to show you what I actually used that I packed, which was a fraction of what I packed. As always, I packed way too much, but I went ahead and did my base with those products because this video is already going to be long, and if I would have done the base on camera, it would have taken 10 times longer. But I think this base is beautiful. But before I do the eye look with you guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you the products that I used. So starting with the base, which is always what I start with now. I used to do my eyes first before I started filming YouTube, but now I do my base first, and it seems to work out for me. But the sunscreen that I used, I actually forgot to pull these products out when I was shopping my stash, but I used the e.l.f. Whoa Glow. I have the one in Sunbeam. I have another one in my collection too, and it's more clear, and I'm trying to use this one up first. I have been loving this. I think it looks so beautiful under foundation, plus it, you know, it's sunscreen. It protects us. And for foundation, I had to go with the FENTY Ease Drop. This will hold up in any condition on my skin. I do have a normal to dry skin type. I hate saying normal because what is normal, you know, but, and it's more rare to have a skin type that isn't oily or dry, so I just hate that word. But this one holds up on me so well. I found this during COVID. This was the only foundation that would hold up underneath a mask. All my other foundations wore off, so I fell in love with it then. I've purchased so many bottles of this, I can't even keep track. I love this one so much. It's like my #1 foundation, and I've heard a lot of people with oily skin really like it as well, but I have mine in shade 6. The concealer I used was my YENSA concealer. It is the Super Serum Silk Concealer. This one dries down and only creases on me a very little, but if I set it, it doesn't crease. I think it looks beautiful under the eyes. It's one of my favorites. It's like a thinner consistency as well, so it doesn't like accentuate my fine lines and stuff. Now for face powder, I use the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This was a recommendation from one of you guys. Plus, I've heard Betty Jean rave about this powder, and for good reason. I really enjoy this one a lot. And for bronzer, I used my REM Beauty bronzer. It's in the shade Solar Storm. I've been using this one a lot. I have it on today, and I think it looks really beautiful. I really like it. I love the packaging as well, and it is a matte bronzer if you guys are curious. For blush, I went in with my Unearthly Spring Magic blush palette. I used this shade right here called Crystal. I love this blush palette. This is like a shimmery formula, but it is beautiful. I do have looks with this blush palette along with the palette that released with it here on my channel, and if I can remember, I will link it for you guys. I just realized I forgot to plug in my mic, so I had to do that real quick. But the highlighter that I used is one of my favorite highlighters of all time, and it is the Fenty Beauty Demi Glow. I have the shade 01 Pretty Pearls, and I don't think you guys can like really see, but there is a huge dip in this pan, like huge. I love this so much. When I run out, I will definitely repurchase, and this is one I really think I'm gonna pan because this hasn't been out very long, and I've already used so much of it. It's literally surprising. And for setting spray, I went in with my Urban Decay All Nighter. My bottle is like gross. It's got like foundation fingerprints on it, but this has been a true like gem in my collection. It sets my makeup. It makes it all like blend and, you know, mesh into the skin really well. I really enjoy this, and it helps hold it up longer. My makeup stayed 100% freaking gorgeous through that whole day, which made me super happy because the day was, let's just say, that vacation wasn't a vacation. It did not go as we planned, and I'm going to leave it at that. But now for everything else. Oh, let me talk about this lip product. The lip product I used was the lip liner from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Muted Mauve. This one's going to have to be repurchased really soon. I love this one. It's like my go-to lip liner. And I used the Lunar Beauty lipstick in the shade Icon. Now, my brow products always stay the same pretty much unless I run out of one and I have to use something else. But I used my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and I picked up a new tube of the ABH Brow Freeze Gel. I love this so much. I think it's only in clear. That's what I have mine in, but I think that's the only thing it's sold, like the only color that's sold. But that stuff is freaking awesome. I love it. Now, everything else we will talk about like once we get to it after we do the eye look. The palette that I used was the Bella Beauty Bar Secret Garden palette. I love this palette with my whole freaking heart. It's got everything, and it is so beautiful. I love Bella Beauty Bar as a brand, but I finally played with that top neutral row, and I'm excited to show you guys the look that I created. I'm going to go ahead and get you zoomed in, and we are going to get started. So I also used my DEDE Signature Eye Primer in the shade Snowy. It is the white one. I do have a cut here on my eye. You can kind of see it better today, but it's healing, thankfully. It's from me doing my brows and my wax was too hot. I know I've talked about it in a few videos, but I just thought I'd throw that out there in case you guys maybe didn't see those videos, but I'm glad it's finally healing. But I just am applying a thin layer of this to the eye, and I'm just shearing it out. You can make it more opaque if you want to as well. Now, I really do love all things makeup. Like I say that in my intro in every video. But if I had to choose between a neutral or like a colorful shadow, I will always pick colorful. They have my heart. And because of that, when I get a palette like this and you got colorful shades and then you have a neutral row, 9 times out of 10, when I do a look, I'm going to stick to the colorful side of the palette. That's just how I usually do it. But when I was going to Cedar Point, I was behind as usual. So I needed to do something quick and easy that I really loved. So I did look with this top row, but then I added the green as an inner corner pop. And this palette made me realize that I really love that. And that's not something I've ever done, like doing a neutral eye with a pop of color. It's not something I've ever done, like I said, but I'm so glad that I was running behind that day and I tried it because I fell so in love with this look that I could not wait to get home to show it to you guys. But, you know, I had a bunch of other stuff that I had to film with, and I just got behind. Then I got sick and lost my voice. So it took me a little longer to film it than what I wanted to, but we are here today and I'm excited. I'm so excited to show you guys this look. So to start it out, I'm going to use this blending brush and I'm going to go into this very light pastel green, but it's very vivid at the same time. So pretty. It's called Water Lily in the palette. I just freaking love this palette so much. I have dips in the eyeshadows in here. It's like one of my go-tos off camera. But I just put some of this in the inner corner. And you see, like, on that white base, it really pops, which makes me super happy. I'm just building it up to the level of opacity that I'm looking for. Now I'm going to take my little shader brush and I'm going to do the same thing on the front portion of the lower lash line. There's a little dog hair or something on there. Now I want to go in with my large blending brush and I'm going to pick up the shade right here called Wonder. It's going to be my base shade. It's very light. It's almost the same color as my like skin tone, just a little bit deeper, but it's a good blending shade for what I want. And I like that. Now I'm just using this large shader brush And I'm trying to build it up, and you see it even layers on itself. Now I'm going to use that same shader brush, and I'm going to go into this shade here called Hidden Door. It's this in the crease to deepen up this whole like outer portion. I'm so excited for you guys to finally see this, and I'm excited that I get to play with this palette again. I'm just slowly building it up and then blending it out. Now I'm going to go in with that larger brush and just blend on the crease. Now I'm going to go in with this last chocolate brown shade. It's really pretty. It's called Mahogany, and that's exactly what it looks like. But I want to press this in the outer corner. Like, you see how pigmented that is. So I need to be careful and not let this get carried away. Now I'm just going to use the larger brush, and I added a little more of that mahogany shade just to blend this up and out. And then I'm just going to use my brush and go right back through those other shades from the lightest, from the darkest to the lightest. And in between each shade, I clean off my brush. That way, like, I don't have to worry about getting carried away with the pigment. And now I'm going into that lighter shade, Hidden Wonder. And now there's also this shade in the palette. It's called Vintage. It's literally like a brown bone shade. I'm going to pick up just a little bit of that on this larger brush and just go over the edges of this look. And now I'm going to go back in with that first brush, pick up more of that pretty green shade, Water Lily. And I'm going to use this to blend this up and out. Now I'm going to go back into this shade, Wonder, and I'm going to do the same exact thing on the lower lash line. Try not to get this in my eye. And these are the mattes that I did, and I think they're freaking gorgeous. I love them. But I also used my NYX glitter glue as always, and I'm just going to apply some of this to my lid before we go in with the shimmers. I'm so excited. I know this, I have not used this one yet, and I need to. It's this shade in the center. It's called Gazebo, and it's like holochrome, but it's neutral. But the glitter reflects in that. That's one swatch. You can see the shifts. Tell me, like, you know, that's freaking spectacular. This brand, their shimmers, it just takes my breath away. Like, I'm thinking about doing a video because, you know, like, there are some palettes that are really good and you love them, but especially like doing YouTube, it's easy to forget palettes because when you film videos about palettes, you're always moving on to the next thing. But sometimes there are those palettes that just truly captivate you and they stay in your mind no matter how much time passes or how many palettes you get in between. And for me, this is definitely one of those palettes that I could never forget. They just stay true in my mind. And I'm thinking about doing a video, well, 2 videos. One about palettes that were good, but I easily forgot. And then I want to do another one about the palettes that stuck in my mind even after all the time had passed. And I think those would be really fun videos. But let me know what you guys think. But to start this look out, I'm going to go into this shade here called Serenity. And I do not think I use this in my other looks, like my video with this palette. I may have, but Let me show you a swatch of this one too real quick. I have to. But it's like one finger swatch. It's green. There we go. It is so freaking stunning, so reflective, so smooth. It's not one of those like really emollient types of shades that would crease and stuff like that. It's just, it's gorgeous. But now I'm about to put it on the lid. It gets me every time. I'm going to use my finger. That's just my favorite way to apply shimmers. Once you guys see it up close, you're going to be blown away. This palette deserves way more hype than it got. I mean, people loved it, don't get me wrong, but it deserves to be talked about longer. But now I'm going to go into this beautiful shade here, the green one. That one, it's called Butterfly. And I'm going to put this here on the front part. I'm going to use my pinky. I don't even know why I try to use a brush. It's so freaking beautiful. I can't even. And now I will use a brush for this inner corner part. Just this BH Cosmetics pencil brush. And I'm going to pick up a little here and just add a little like shimmer to the inner corner because I just really love that look. And I'm going to do that down here as well. Now I'm going to take a little of that first shimmer that I did, and I'm going to put it down here on this lower lash line to kind of help that green and the brown shade like blend together more seamlessly. But, oh, I think this look is so freaking stunning. And anyways, this is it. I love this eye look so much. I really love that neutral look with that pop of color. Ooh, I just think it's so gorgeous. I did not know what I was missing out on. But I'm going to go finish off this look off camera, and I'll be right back to close out this video. I am back with the finished look, and I think it turned out so good. I was so excited to finally get to share this with you guys. But during my trip, I used my Ardell Active Lash. These are really beautiful because they add a little to your natural lashes, but they're not too much. I don't like big, crazy, long, fluffy lashes. I like natural lashes. I like the wispy ones. I usually will cut a couple clusters off the ends and then put them on. But I went with these, and for my waterline, I went in with the ColourPop liner in the shade Exit, which is the white. And then this is an old one. It's Electric Daisy. They don't sell it anymore. I'm going to get online after I get done filming this and try to find another brand that does the neon liners and try them out. And I'll let you guys know how that goes. But I use this one over top. This one's almost out and it is dried up. So that's why I had to go in with the white first to try to get it to work. And then I did a little bit of liner with my Tarte Double Take Awake liner. I really love this felt tip liner on the end. Was it felt? Yes, it's felt tipped. I really love it a lot. So that is what I went with. I'm so sorry that it took me so freaking long to finish this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was really fun to film, and I hope you loved the look. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way till the end. Let me know if you have any of these products and what you think about them. We all love to hear your thoughts down below. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And until next time, bye.